Midnight Coup is back, and it's completely busted. Now I hope Midnight doesn't get a nerf because it has to be one of the most anticipated weapons being brought back. It's actually pretty good. Now we've seen a lot of Kinetic or Kinetic slot hand cannons in the past that's had their good days like IS Luna, Ostringer, and a bunch of others, but today we've got the return of Midnight Coup. Now I wasn't really a fan of Midnight back in the day, but to be fair, I never was really a hand cannon guy, but since I've started using this weapon a lot lately, I'm loving it. Not only it has a bunch of decent perks, it's also very effective in ad clear, and it's such a powerful weapon when combined with certain perks. And since hand cannons got buffed not too long ago, it just has a perfect place in our loadouts. But unfortunately, although it's not a hand cannon, it does compete with Mountaintop taking the same slot, because me and Mountaintop, we go way back. And I just got a semi-decent roll with it, but I'm probably never going to get my god roll. Anyway, if you want to see the Mountaintop video, go check it out, the link is down below. But today we're going to be going over Midnight Coup. We're going to see what rolls it can have and what god rolls you should be chasing. So before we get into it, let me know as usual what rolls you got or what rolls you're going for down below. And if you find the video useful, then a rating is always appreciated. But now let's jump into it. Now like every breakdown video, we can't review a weapon without knowing how to get it first. So the way you get Midnight Coup right now is by farming the Onslaught that released with Into the Light's free update. Just make sure you do the hand cannon quest so you can attune Midnight so it has a higher chance to drop. Now Midnight is a Kinetic 140 RPM hand cannon, and I believe the last time it was available was quite a few years ago, which dropped as a raid reward from the Leviathan raid. But now it's back, you can start grinding for it, and you will be able to get two versions of this weapon. You got the normal version, and then a rare drop for a shiny version that comes with a unique ornament, only available until June, before it no longer drops. The curated role that you get for completing the hand cannon quest is Outlaw and Kinetic Tremors. Not actually a bad role to be fair, but there are a bunch of other perks that would make a better alternative though. Now the role I got was Firefly, Explosive, Frenzy and Opening Shot. A pretty good roll actually, but I do want either Firefly or Kinetic Tremors, but to be honest I don't want the opposite perk rolled with each other, so for now I'm going to keep hold of both this roll and the original one that we get from the quest, because to be honest there are a lot of good roll combos to chase for this weapon. So the rolls you can get for Midnight are Outlaw, Firefly, Shoot to Loot, Explosive Payload, Moving Target, Attrition Orbs, and Enlightened Action in the third slot. Whereas the fourth slot you can get Rampage, Kinetic Tremors, Zen Moment, One for All, Frenzy, Opening Shot, and Desperate Measures. Now depending on your playstyle, there are a few good perks to pick. You can go with Firefly and One for All, you can go with Firefly and Frenzy, or Firefly and Kinetic Tremors, or Explosive Payload and Kinetic Tremors. Now Firefly in my opinion is a must have if you're going into content like Onslaught where you have a ton of ads around all the time, whereas Explosive Payload in my opinion would be more ideal for things like GMs that really take a few shots to kill things. So depending on what you really want out of Midnight, go with either Firefly or Explosive Payload in the third slot. Now Firefly with One for All is probably your best choice, and hear me out, because with Firefly causing a detonation, that area of effect damage is most likely going to hit surrounding ads nearby, and if that's the case, you'll then activate One for All giving you the 35% damage buff for 10 seconds. And most of the time, you will have probably killed another ad to re-trigger Firefly to then re-trigger One for All, and it's just a constant loop with those buffs. Now if you think you can't get groups of ads hit by your Firefly, then I'd go with Frenzy, because at least you then don't have to always worry about having that DPS buff for just 10 seconds. But then on the other hand, going with Explosive Payload and Kinetic Tremors is probably your more chill option if you just don't want to worry about anything and just passively have those perks active all the time by just shooting stuff. Because Explosive Payload is most likely going to keep triggering Kinetic Tremors because of its AoE constantly hitting ads, even if you don't hit that ad and instead hit the floor or something. For me though, I'm probably going to go with Hammerforged Rifling, Tactical Mag, Explosive Payload, and then Kinetic Tremors with a reload speed masterwork, which I'll use as my GM loadout. Now for PvP, I'd go with Hammerforged Rifling, Accurized Rounds, Outlaw and Opening Shot, but you're probably better off going with Moving Target and Zen Moment. I'm not really your guy when it comes to PvP, so you're best asking a PvP pro in the comments, but that's what I would generally be looking out for when it comes to PvP for me. Either way though, there are a lot of good perks to chase for Midnight right now, so do let me know what your combos are down below, because honestly I'm having a hard time deciding to go with either Kinetic Tremors or Firefly. I do like both, but I don't want both rolls together, you know what I mean? But let me know what I should go for, and let me know what you're going for. Otherwise guys, that's all I got for today, just another quick weapon roll breakdown. I hope you found this one useful, and if you did, then be sure to leave a rating. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, peace.